Okay, so today I'm going to show you how I'm memorizing Hebrews 10, 24, 25. Um, I use a memory palace, but I'm going to use a little different thing today. I'm going to be using a video game memory palace, I guess what you want to say. And I'm going to be using King Hogarth's channel. Right now, he is currently doing Nerf guns or something. Yeah, Nerf. I don't know. I don't know anything about Nerf guns. But anyways, I got he goes to my church, right? And he did this. He plays these games. What is this? Minecraft. And with his sister, he plays these other games. It's very entertaining. It's clean. If you want clean entertainment, it's fun. You watch them play video games and stuff. But he's currently doing these Nerf things, reviews, which is still entertaining. I like it. But anyways, I'm gonna use one of his channels. When you if you know how to play Minecraft, I don't play, but I watched this and I was like, oh yeah, you could kind of use this as a memory palace, right? Whatever you build stuff. So if you have kids and you want them to memorize using the memory palace, it's limitless because you could build your own room, memorize it, and then build another area or whatever. I've seen huge worlds or whatever you want to call it. So, anyways, check out his channel. Good entertainment. All right, so let me go back. So I took a screenshot of one of his channels. Let's see. I'm gonna share this right now. Okay, slideshow. Okay. So, oh, it's kind of blurry. Sorry. Oh well. What can I do? So I'm gonna use this section to memorize Hebrews 10:24, and the reason why I'm using his King Hogarth, because he was a big part of why I started up this channel again. I did this a long time ago when Z was born, and then I felt like nobody's watching, so why should I do it? But I forgot the whole purpose of my channel was for Z. If something happens to Z, then he can see that I thought scripture memory is important. Knowing God is important, and I wanted to know him to know, like even after I passed, that you know things I wanted to pass on to him and to whoever watches. That's why it's 4Z and the world, um, so I can share the gospel as many times as possible. If he watches, I hope he watches these videos. Anyways, hopefully I'll just be around to teach him myself, but you never know, right? So, anyways, he was a big part of um why I started it, because he was like, hey, you never know, just you have a different take on how to do it too. And it's true, because Memory Palace is like, everybody, it really, you know, um people have their own ideas, and it's whatever works for them. So, anyways, video games, you can make a memory palace, memorize scripture using video games. So parents, kids, if they like playing video games, you can teach them this way. So here we go. Hebrews 10:24, and let us consider how we may spur one another on towards a loving good deed. His brother and his sister, they've been a big part of um, helping me do this, to encourage me. But it's because we went to church, right? It was during COVID time too, and we still went to church. Evergreen had church outside. We still went, and because how else can you do the one another's, right? If you read scripture, it's like Paul is writing to the churches where people are there, where they meet, right? So, and it's because of that that I started the channel and started and still do it. So they helped me. They were spurring me on to continue teaching how to memorize scripture online. So here we go. All right, and we are called to do that, definitely. So I'm gonna choose like items, locations in this screenshot right here. This is where I'm gonna memorize Hebrews 10:24, and I think this is a cow pen, whatever. I'm gonna use this. There's a bed right here. I don't know why. I'm pretty sure. Well, to me, it's a bed, right? And then there's this uh, um, a chest with a lock on it. This is, I believe, well, this is a stove or one of those things you cook. A box here, and then a light. So I'm gonna choose these items, right, to memorize stuff. So Hebrews 10:24. So Hebrews uh, is a He-Man brewing. So that's my image for Hebrews. And then 10 is dice. So I use a major system. If you don't know what the memory palace is, major system is memory palaces. Look at the links. Okay. So, anyways, inside here, I see He-Man. He's Hebrewing, right? Like a witch's brew, and he throws two dices. A dice. It doesn't have to be two. It's just a dice. I don't know why I picture two, but dice inside the brew, whatever he's brewing, and then those toys that like once you put it in water, it blows up or whatever. So it's one of those things, and then it becomes a Norwegian flag. So 24 is no Norway for me. I through the Bible memory goal community, there's like a lot of other ideas. Like there's Nero. I think Josh Summer uses that. There's oh gosh, I can't remember. But anyways, for me, it's a Norway flag, right? If you don't know what that looks like, you can look it up online. So, anyways, the dice goes in there and he pulls it out. It's Norway flag. Hebrews 10:24 in this shack or whatever you want to call it. Then the word is and let us consider. So and let us, right? So and is an ant, let us is a let us. Consider, I use a cider. Okay. So I just imagine there's an ant on these cows and they're eating lettuce and drinking cider. And let us consider how to me as an Indian. Like how, you know. So how, and then they have spurs on, the cowboy spurs on. So the Indian jumps on the cow, and then they jump toward this bed, right? And then love for me is a heart sign, like a heart sign. And then good deeds, Gouda cheese. Deed is Adam Sandler from Mr. Deeds, or you could just imagine like a deed paper. I can't remember what I did for this, but I know they jumped toward this bed, and then there's a heart on the bed, and then there's oh, it was a Gucci bag. Gucci bag was for good. Yeah, Gucci bag. So a heart and a Gucci bag. So that's spur one another on towards love and good deed. That's here, right? Then not giving up, meeting together was this chest right here, and 25 is nail, right? Nail. Okay, so I there's a lock on this, so I imagine it being picked. The lock was being picked by with a nail. I'm trying to pick that lock with a nail, right? And then basically, I'm not giving up. There's a meeting in this chest, and I'm trying not to give up. Trying to open up the pick lock to get in there. So not giving up, meeting together is an image here, as some are in the habit of doing. So then I go to this location here, and then habit. There's a burger joint called the Habit. You could think of a hobbit, maybe like a hobbit living in this stove. But as some are in the habit of doing. So this one is a habit restaurant is in here, and as is a donkey. Some I use my friend Sam, are pirate in the habit of doing. I didn't create anything. I just imagine like there's a habit here. That's the trigger that makes me goes, oh yeah, as some are in the habit of doing. Okay, and here, but encouraging one another. Encourage is an anchor. Okay, so but is a big but, or you could use a boot. So maybe a boot is here and it has an anchor on it. So it's but and then encouraging one another all the more as you see the day approaching. So that one, it was really I don't know how to do this, but I just felt like this one was approaching this box right here. So that's my image for day approaching, right? So and you want to do this, so in your head you're going, you want to do this all the more, encourage one another, meet each other, meet with each other all the more as you see the day approaching, the day that Jesus Christ is coming, right? Do this all the more. So maybe you could think of s'mores, maybe. So on here, but encouraging one another, and then you could imagine there's a fire here, so you're making s'mores. So and all the s'mores as you see the day approaching. Day is sometimes I use a racetrack, a Daytona racetrack as well. Just create a funny story, but for me, it's just more like I'm sitting here and then I see this coming, and that's day approaching. So, and all the more as you see the day approaching. Okay, that's it. Real simple. Um, review. Of course, I use my Bible memory app. Uh, let's see. Do I have it up? Hebrews 10:24. So if you ever use the, I reset everything. So then I'm starting straight up from day one. So, oh, where's my camera? See, Hebrews 10:24. I remember as the NIV version. Use this Bible app. It's awesome. It's a good way to review things. I think I did a video on this. That's what I do. Or, but when it's just single verses like this, you can just do it in your head too. But that's just a good way to spatial repetition. So how would I review on this? I'll go forwards. I'll go backwards. I'll go. Okay, what was a chess? Chess was not giving up, meeting together. Um, you know, and all the more as you see the day approaching was a fire lamp on the that before that verse was but encouraging one another's. The stove was a habit, so as some are in the habit of doing. um the very beginning, Hebrews 10:24, right? Hebrews 10:24. I see the cows, and let us consider how we may spur one another on towards or jumping towards a bed, towards love and good deeds. The nail is next one. That's for me to remember that verse 25. That's verse 25. That's where it starts. Not giving up meeting with one another. Okay, or meeting together, excuse me, not. And so if something doesn't work right, together. So I missed together, right? So not giving up meeting together. So maybe I'll just imagine I'm gathering something and putting it into the ice chest, or it's not ice chest, just a chest, kind of like that. Okay. um have your friends test you, whatever. um Join the Bible Memory Goal group, and then encourage one another. I love that. Yeah, I know that community is not a church, but we're encouraging so many people from all over the world, just encouraging one another. So that's how I'm memorizing it. But here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna stop sharing, and then if well, oh, I have to. This is part of the review, so I'll just say the whole thing. So Hebrews 10:24. And let us consider how we may spur one another on towards good deeds. Verse 25, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching. And all the more as you see the day approaching. I'm pretty sure that's correct. But yeah, I hope this encourages you. Um, yeah, you gotta meet. I mean, that's how you encourage one another. There's all the 59 or 50. I don't know. I think it's 59, but a lot of them. It's funny because I got the list of all the one another's that are listed in the Bible. Like the first five is like, um, it's just love one another, love one another, love one. And then the last five is like love one another. So there's not, they're the same, I think. Oh, I gotta check out the Greek words. Maybe they're different types of love one another. But either way, it starts with a bunch. So people say, oh, there's 59, whatever. But it's like I swear it's like only like 40 something because you take away all the loves. But anyways, um, yeah, if you're not going to church, it doesn't make sense to me as a Christian because you want to be with Christians, right? You want to be with like-minded Christians, and you want to spur one another on towards good. You can't do that um, very successfully if you don't meet, right? Worship together, praise God together, have a pastor who will um, shepherd you, right? Um, uh, they're accountable for us, right? I remember Pastor Rocky saying like, "Hey, um, I know other pastors said this too, but it's saying like, who who are you supposed to be under? Like, do I fall under John MacArthur or the pastor, Mark Winger, or who's accountable for my soul, right? It's like, no, they don't even know me, right? And I don't they don't have any authority over me. Well, of course, the Bible is the authority, but they're not watch over me, but Pastor Rocky is. He is the one that watches over my soul, and he is accountable for how my soul, right? So yeah, to me, I was totally against um, being baptized. I was against being a member of a church, but now I see that, yeah, in scripture, it talks about that, how important it is, reading Paul's letters, um, even Jesus, in Matthew 18, it's like it's all over. It's just that I was blind and I was stubborn. I didn't care to, learn about that. But yes, going to church and gathering is important. Um, Look it up. And anyways, yeah, I hope this encourages you to memorize Hebrews 10:24 through 25. And yeah, keep it up if you're memorizing. Keep it up, and I'll see you again. All right, bye bye.